Is 2 better than 1? Zpacks Twin Quilt. If you're not twinning, you're not winning. Yeah, buddy. Don't get this unless, hey, this is Coach Bill at 305, and today we are going to be taking a look at this quilt right here. This is the Zpacks Twin Quilt, and we're going to kind of compare it between 2 other quilts and try to answer the question, is 2 better than 1? But first we're going to talk about the pros, we're going to talk about the cons, and we're going to talk about the specs, because the specs do matter. Yeah. So this quilt right here, this is a 10-degree sleeping quilt, and a quilt is different than a sleeping bag. And this right here is going to weigh you about 37 ounces. Now the one on Zpacks website, they advertise that it's about 28 ounces, 27 ounces. But this is a little bit different because this is a 10-degree quilt versus the one that I'm showing you right now that is a 20-degree quilt. So once you add the additional warmth to it, you're going to add the weight. This quilt also has a nice little collar where you can go ahead and put the collar down, and you can cinch up the sides of it, just kind of like the other quilts. And this will add additional warmth to, like, if you're out there and you're hanging out with your partner and you need to get that extra warmth, you can go ahead and click that up. You might notice how big this foot space is. It is very large, and there is plenty of foot space when you're out there and you're sharing with your partner. And it was a concern that I had about getting this quilt, because I know in my quilt, like, I really don't have a whole lot of foot space, but with this twin quilt, there's plenty of foot space. If you want to go ahead and put your foot on their foot, if you just want to keep your feet completely like away from their feet, you can. And there is that enough space to snuggle. So that was a concern about when I was getting this, is the foot space. Now this weighs about 37 ounces. Yeah. And when I took, and this is, we're gonna start going over some of the cons. When I took the weight of this quilt and this quilt right here, I actually got the same number, which was kind of, I didn't know. I was trying to just do an experiment and figuring out which was better, which was I was going to save weight in. And to come to find out, I'm not saving weight. Now this is additional warmth, so you can say, Coach, this gives you additional 10 degrees warmth, which is very true. Yeah. But just looking at these right here, you can notice that there's a big difference. This is huge, right, compared to maybe this right here. Okay, so there's going to be a big difference in liter space. This is going to take up your whole pack, and I'm not joking when I say that it takes up your whole pack. It takes up probably about 80% of your pack, versus the other ones, you know, you're looking at about 40% of your pack. This is it's like packing 2 sleeping bags or 2 quilts together.
Another big con, and this is big.
This is going to cost you about $600, and that's not cheap. And you might be asking yourself, well, if I have these 2 quilts,
why would I go ahead and spend $600?
The answer is, oh.
What is the answer? Oh yeah, it's them.
You're doing it for them. So when you're out there backpacking, you're trying to, and we're talking about the pros right now, you're trying to provide or simulate this nice, amazing, like Instagram type image where you're sitting out looking at a view, and you want to be nice and cozy as if you're home on the couch and you're sharing a blanket with your partner. So it is about sharing. And you know when you're out there and you're sharing, You're also bonding together. You're able to spoon. You're able to put your feet together. You're able to hold hands. You're able to, one person is able to read a book. You're able to have your cup of coffee. And you're all doing this together. I don't know if you're seeing a trend, what I'm trying to say, but it's all about that. If you enjoy videos like this where I'm out there backpacking and using different ultralight gear, and instead of just seeing me just at home giving like a review, you might want to check out some of these videos right here. This is me out there backpacking and doing some crazy stuff. And again, this is Coach Bill 315, and yeah, buddy.